Good morning, everybody. I hope you guys are having a great day. It is Saturday. We are going to get rock and roll in another 30 minutes or so, but I just want to get a quick video out of the way for you guys and talk a little bit about this beauty over here. The new Kia EV6. Now, this is a limited edition run, the first 500 or so in matte paint. And let me go over what happens to this vehicle, the story behind it with us and the customer that we're working with, and what we've done to go ahead and protect this investment. So number one, let me tell you the backstory real quick. Our great customer came to us with a couple of concerns. Now, he just purchased this brand new vehicle, right? And it came out of the dealership with scratches and marring on almost every single panel of this vehicle from the dealership and the manufacturer. So when it comes to matte paint, guys, you cannot polish it. You cannot remove scratches. So it's going to be a big concern for a customer spending maybe well over $50,000, or in the case of a BMW, Mercedes, and Genesis product, $80,000 to $100,000+. It's going to be a concern when you're spending that kind of money on a new vehicle and not really receiving one in brand new condition, okay? And if a dealership or a dealership salesperson is watching this, I'm sure you look at some of these customers and don't appreciate them as much because they make your life difficult. Well, at the end of the day, guys, we have difficult to work with customers too, but we appreciate them because they make us better when it comes to what we do here as a business and our results that we're trying to push out. And I need you guys to appreciate those customers too. All they're looking for is a new vehicle. And if they're spending that kind of money, deliver that to them, right? So when our customer approached us with these issues, we told them that we couldn't really do too much about it except hide it with our matte film, but he didn't want them to be hidden. He knew this is going to be a special vehicle for him, and he wants to keep it for a very long time, maybe even forever, and he wanted it as perfect as reasonably possible. So what we did for the customer is that we went to the dealership with him, talk to the management there, and explain the situation nicely. Explain the concerns, explain from our professional view that this is wrong and it should be addressed. And luckily and surprisingly, a Kia dealership did address the issues. Now we have this vehicle about 2+ months later. Those body panels have been restored and repainted at a certified. We made sure it got to a certified Kia body shop that worked with matte paint and knew how to properly lay it down and match it with the rest of the vehicle. And now the vehicle came back after another inspection, got approval from both us and also the customer, and now we're here about a week later finishing up the full body application of our matte film from Steck and also our 2-year matte coating from Dr. Beasley. So we are almost done with this project. We're about 90% there. Film has been completely laid down on the vehicle. I think there's maybe one other panel or so that our technician Mark needs to take care of. And then some final touch-ups, coating application. Wheels have been coated with Modesta BC06, so those have been taken care of as well. And of course, final touch-up on the glass and interior and things of that nature. So let's go over a few things when it comes to matte vehicles and why they're so special compared to gloss vehicles like that Challenger SRT that we have there, or the Ferrari California sitting right next to you guys on the camera. So matte paint, what's so special about it besides it just looking different from everything else on the market currently? Now, there's been a big drive when it comes to manufacturers for matte paints and being able to provide them to the customer base because they realize people that are looking for those types of paint jobs are looking for more premium high-end vehicles, and that is the market that I certainly believe that Kia, Genesis, and Hyundai is trying to hit right now. And if you're going to try to hit the premium market and try to target those types of people, you need to make sure you step up your dealership game as well, guys. The same ways we started working on regular daily drivers, interior details, and working our way up to these types of vehicles and doing $7,000 applications of PPF and $10,000 applications of PPF and coating. We want to make sure that we provide the ultimate experience, not just the results, but the experience itself. So number one, guys, first thing you need to know about matte paint is that it is special, all right? There's things that you can do and things that you can't do when it comes to matte paint. You cannot wax these vehicles. You cannot polish these vehicles. Scratches cannot be removed. If you get a chip on matte paint, it cannot be repaired. Little things like that you have to take note of. The difficulty of taking care of matte paint starts to increase compared to your regular gloss vehicle. So if you are someone that does not like necessarily taking care of their vehicle or does not have the funds in order to pay professionals like ourselves to take care of them for you, you might want to look at some other options. Now, that does not necessarily mean it is not for you, because we know there's special looking cars, they're really eye-catching, and I know a lot of people gravitate towards them. So let me give you some advice when it comes to that aspect of matte paint. They're difficult to take care of. If you get a scratch, a chip, things like that, it becomes a problem, right? What you need to do in that case, that scenario, if you do purchase a matte vehicle, is start looking at your protection options, right? The first thing that I recommend is paint protection film above all else. If you have the funds available and the time and the resources, get film on your new matte vehicle. Trust me, you will regret it. As soon as you get a chip, as soon as you get a scratch, you're going to regret not spending that $2,000 or $2,500 on a full front package, or that $7,000 on a full vehicle package when it does happen. And when you want to go ahead and get it fixed, the time spent trying to find a body shop that knows how to work with matte paint, the money spent on getting that vehicle repainted in those areas is going to cost you far more time, energy, and money than just doing the paint protection film to begin with. And I always use this comparison, guys. You're probably watching this on a $1,000+ iPhone 12 or whatever number we're on with the iPhones, or Samsung Galaxy S22, whatever it may be. What do you have on that phone? A phone case, right? A screen protector, a lens protector for that super expensive premium camera on your phone. The same thing with your car, guys. Excuse me. If you're paying $1,000+ for a phone and paying $100 for a phone case, that's 10% of the cost for the phone, right? Why not have the same mentality towards an even larger investment like your vehicle? If you want to keep it for the long haul, if you want to increase the price point of your investment and keep it occurring throughout its lifespan, film is the way to go. All right? All right, so let's say you're the type of customer who doesn't like to wash their vehicle a lot. Maybe it's a hassle for you. Maybe you just don't have the time in order to do it. Well, here's a couple hints and tips and pieces of advice that I can give you. If the washing and the maintaining of your matte finishes is what concerns you and the time spent and energy, a ceramic coating is the way to go. Now, we are installers of both Modesta and Dr. Beasley's coatings, only installers from Modesta in the state of Arizona, and we are the only certified training center in the state of Arizona for Dr. Beasley's as well, and one of just a few in the whole country. And luckily for you guys, those are the two only manufacturers that provide legitimate matte paint and film coatings. They are dedicated for these types of surfaces. They do not change the look of the vehicle. They look exactly the same after the coating is applied compared to how it looked prior. But the benefits that you get are the same as regular coatings on gloss vehicles. Keeps the car cleaner longer, provides an anti-static ability. It's going to provide ease of cleaning when the time comes. The hydrophobic properties, the reducing of dust and contamination, because at the end of the day, matte paint, matte film, it's a textured surface, so it's going to grab a hold to more dirt and grime, and it's going to be a bit more difficult to clean. Well, when that coating's on the surface and the hydrophobics and the surface tension it provides, when it rains, it pours, whatever it may be, it's going to be much easier to clean, and it's going to have self-cleaning abilities, so it keeps the car cleaner longer. So if you're an individual that is concerned about maintaining the finish of your vehicle, a coating is a way to go. Now, we have both Modesta's matte coating and also Dr. Beasley's matte coating and matte film coatings. These protections can last anywhere from 2 years all the way up to the highest end, longest lasting coatings on the market for these types of finishes of 5+ years from both of our manufacturers. All right, so we went over all the intricacies of matte paints and the difficulty of taking care of it, but also the special feeling that you have when owning a matte vehicle. Now, let's say you want that matte look, but you don't want to run into the difficulties of the matte paints and the risk of getting a scratch or a chip or something like that, right? Well, here's what we can do. Our matte paint protection film. Now, our matte paint protection film looks exactly like matte paint, and you could turn any gloss vehicle into a matte surface. And it's really, really cool. We worked on a 2022 Corvette C8. We did a full body matte application and turned it from gloss back, irritating jet gloss black that gets swirled and scratched very easily, to a matte finish, so the customer doesn't have to worry about swirl marks and things of that nature anymore, and still get the cool looks of a matte vehicle and stand out from the rest of the Corvette crowd here in our area and market, because there are a lot of Corvettes. We are Corvette Central here. We get about 2 to 3 of them a week. If you haven't seen our Instagram already and look at all the Corvettes we do, you might think we're a freaking Corvette dealership at the end of the day, but we're not. We just have a lot of customers that love bringing their Corvettes over here for us to work on. Our technician Mark is very skilled when it comes to Corvettes. We know all the intricacies on how to remove the bumpers and trim pieces and everything to get an ultimate installation on your vehicle. But that C8 is a perfect example of how you can completely change the look of your car, make it stand out from the rest, add protection, add value, and give you peace of mind when driving your vehicle, and get that matte finish that everybody's so much looking for from a vehicle without having to deal with the difficulties and intricacies of actual matte or satin paint. So the next point I want to bring up to you guys is something that you guys see more frequently on new vehicles, and that is black piano trim pieces. Now this thing is covered in black piano to accent that beautiful matte paint that we so desire. But at the end of the day, these materials that you see in the gloss black portions are very low quality from every manufacturer. Actually, the majority of car manufacturers don't even produce these parts. They have a separate company that specializes in producing gloss piano black trim pieces for many manufacturers on the market. And the thing is, very, very cheap materials, very, very cheap top coat and clear coat that has that longevity and protection for the vehicle. And that's why even new vehicles, I'm talking about brand new vehicles maybe sitting on the lot for a few months that haven't been properly cared for, these pieces come into our shop hammered with scratches and defects and sometimes even oxidation and things of that nature. So these are very, very sensitive parts of the vehicle that you need to care for and need to properly protect, or they're going to diminish very, very quickly. So my recommendation for those as well is going to be your paint protection film and or ceramic coating options. Now, if you go with the ceramic coating, it will protect from the UV rays and oxidation, but it will not protect you from marring and scratching and things of that nature. So for the people who like grabbing a hold onto your B-pillars over here to close the door and things like that, those are going to get hammered very quickly, fill up with body oils from your fingers, and then cause further damage and oxidation. So if you really are looking for the ultimate protection when it comes to your black piano trim pieces, paint protection film or clear bra, if that's what you want to refer to it, is the way to go. Now that's not only going to protect it from the scratching and marring and things of that nature, but it's also going to prevent any kind of oxidation or fading of these black piano trim pieces, enhance the gloss and shine as well, and just give you overall peace of mind when it comes to driving your vehicle, not have to worry about your trim pieces failing or painted areas failing or anything of the sorts. So again, my recommendation is go with one or the other, maybe even both if you want the ultimate protection for your vehicle. But you're going to want to have some type of protection for the black piano trim pieces, because trust me, they suck after just a year or two of ownership. They look like utter crap, and they just go downhill very fast, especially for our customers and market here in Arizona. The sun beats on these trim pieces really, really bad. And because car manufacturers know how cheap they are, they know how easy they are when it comes to installation for their manufacturing process. You're going to see it more and more on your vehicles as we move forward, especially since these electric cars need to be more aesthetically pleasing and interesting to the eye. This is how these manufacturers are going to go ahead and accent the vehicle and make it look cool and futuristic. A lot of black piano, so you're going to see a lot more of it coming in the next few years. We're seeing a lot more of it in the shop. There are certain manufacturers that use more black piano than other manufacturers on the market, so just keep a lookout for it. If it's something that doesn't interest you and you don't have the resources necessarily to protect it, maybe look elsewhere when it comes to purchasing a vehicle. But like I said, you want to make sure you go ahead and protect these trim pieces because they fail quickly and sometimes are failed even off the dealership lot. All right, guys, so now we know how to go ahead and take care of matte paint finishes. Now, I would like to talk about just a few other things, and this is going to be targeted a little bit towards my detailer and detail company owner audience. Listen, if you are working on matte vehicles, make sure you are utilizing matte-specific products, okay? You do not want to be putting a coating that's dedicated to gloss vehicles on matte surfaces, and I can't tell you how much it irritates me when I hear this from manufacturers. There are tons of reputable manufacturers, some of the largest in the world, that are telling their detailers and customers that it is fine to put their standard gloss coating on a matte surface. They market that their gloss coatings add gloss and shine to your gloss vehicles, and then they say it's not going to change anything on a matte vehicle. Well, a matter of fact, it does, all right? And what happens is it turns matte vehicles more into a satin finish. And if you're a customer that's spending thousands and thousands of dollars on a specialty paint surface such as this, why would you want to spend another couple thousands of dollars and completely change the look of your car and turn it from matte into satin, or even risk a chance of damaging it? So things like gloss coatings on the market, and especially multi-surface coatings, because multi-surface coatings have a higher risk and a higher chance of high spot damage and things of that nature you want to make sure you avoid. And also coatings with heavy solvents. Remember, these are very sensitive paint surfaces. You want to make sure that the coating that's being utilized on these surfaces are not heavy in solvents, alcohol content. So those are all things you want to watch out for. All right? So really hope you guys learned something today about matte surfaces and how to protect them. There are a lot of protection options on the market, specifically the paint protection film and ceramic coatings. If you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out to us or look at our library of videos here on YouTube. We have plenty of matte vehicles that we've worked on over here, from Genesises to Genesises. I don't know how you say that. I'm just going to call it Genesises. It's going to have to be a new term like cacti or something like that. Or our BMW M5 that we worked on in the past, all receiving full frontal applications and matte coatings from Dr. Beasley. So if you want a perfect example of those results and the process that we went through step by step, make sure to go ahead and check those videos out. I'll leave the link in the description below. And if you have any questions, like I said, guys, don't hesitate to reach out to us via phone call, email, or reach out to us here in the comment section on our social media pages, where you can check out below in the description and follow us on our daily activities here at the shop. Now, customers are starting to roll in. We just got our first vehicle, a Nissan Titan, that we need to work on, and a couple other things, and finish these two bad boys up as well. So we're going to get rocking and rolling with the rest of the team. I really hope you guys enjoy the weekend, and we will talk soon.